I think that first weekend that Drake was in the band it was with Mike Holiday, and I think we played Riverside, no, not Riverside, Seaside, Oregon, and it was those wild early rock and roll years of just playing in the Pypo Club, and it was packed with kids. I think it was like Labor Day weekend, if I remember right, or something like that. And but Drake was just, he was an old man in a little man body and a young man's body. He was like only like 16, but he was like, he just had this knowing look and smile, and if you notice a lot of the pictures, he'd cock his hat just so. He was a debonair dude for 16 years old. Whoa, where did this debonair dude come from? But he was debonair. He was just a cool guy with this $1 million smile, and the ladies loved him. I mean, right off the bat, I noticed girls would check out Drake. They was digging on him, and he had it. He had charisma, and at that young age, is that amazing? I mean, just 16, but he had it, and but he just developed into such an important part of the band really quick, because he always seemed to have the tasteful guitar lick. And he would pick up on stuff, and he was just amazing. And then when we got lucky and met Roger Hart, who was so responsible for anything and everything that ever happened to the Raiders, because he was, for those of you who don't know, I can't imagine, but in case you don't know, he was the man. He was the #1 disc jockey on the #1 station in Portland, Oregon, and he was doing these sock hops, and we got involved with him and started playing for his little dances, and he fell in love with the Raiders. He was our Brian Epstein. He loved the Raiders, and he started promoting dances and whatnot. And then he decided that when we played Louie Louie, and he noticed how the kids would get on the dance floor and they just wouldn't leave, and we'd have to do 30 minutes of the same stupid thing over and over. Hello, and he said, you ought to record that. And I said, oh, and so we go into the studio and we cut this little song, and Night Train was on the flip side, which was kind of it was almost had a Louie Louie beat to it. Kids loved to dance to that too. But anyway, that was Roger's. That was his pocketbook that opened up, and even though it was only $50, I think to go into the studio, hey, it was your 50, okay, and so we did it, and then he took that and he ran with it, and he put it on his own little label, and he started getting airplay, and long story short, he made a deal with Columbia Records to sign a group, a rock and roll band, which Columbia Records was not in any way interested in rock and roll, but Roger got this one guy interested enough in it to at least try it, and if we had a hit up in the Northwest, that would be good enough, I guess. So anyway, just one thing after another. Roger, he had a horseshoe in his pocket, because everything, every dream he had, he would take us there, and he got us. He goes to Hollywood and starts knocking on doors, and actually convinced Dick Clark that he needed us. He just did things, and he was just an amazing guy. But Drake, he was such a special guy. When we did go into the recording studio, like I said, he always seemed to know how to just do the right lick and the right guitar solo and the right chord. Every song had like a beginning that was memorable, and a guitar solo that was memorable, and he always just came through. He was just an amazing kid, and he was just a kid. He was like 16. He turned 17 very soon after we got rolling,